Okay, folks, I guess that video I've been telling y'all I was gonna do, I'm gonna do on my room, but I'm gonna start here in the den, and I got a couple things in here. There's a black coyote. I've taken 3 black coyotes. I've trapped 2 and shot 1. That one was trapped, and the red fox was killing my wife's chickens, and she wanted it mounted like that, hanging upside down. So, and that's my black bear from New Brunswick. It's a little over 300, I don't know, a little over 300 pounds. I was proud of that one. And anyway, there's a few antelope from Wyoming. We used to go out there, and I know they're not the biggest in the world, but we out there for the experience and take an opportunity. And I'll say, you know, I shoot little ones, I shoot big ones. I don't get caught up in all that, big antler stuff. I mean, I like a big one, but I'll shoot a little one too, huh? So anyway, I'll move on to the room, but that's just some stuff we got in the den. And let's see, let me turn the light on. This is the hallway when you leave the den going into my room. There's a 10-foot gator. And we do nuisance gator work for the state of Alabama, up here in North Alabama. That bear came from Alaska. Got a buddy up there that invited me up, and he also does nuisance wildlife like I do. Got to know him. Just an old Remington advertisement. I bought that like 25 years ago. It's the only one I've ever seen like it. But Remington always. I've done the bullet knife. I've got the posters here. Hard to display those. They take up so much room. But anyway, but I got her cleaned up. I've been working on her for 2 or 3 weeks. That's just some of the horns, skulls around here, bucks I've killed. But anyway, I've been working hard. I've been trying to get all this move stuff around. So, but I'll go through it real quick and point out a few things. But anyway, just start right here in the corner. I mean, nothing, just a wood duck and a pheasant. I've had a couple of buddies of mine through my life. If I actually I'm shooting preserves, that's a canned hunt, but it's always a lot of fun getting out with everybody. I think I took that wood duck when I was like 15-year-old, but more gators. We've taken all size gators from 18, 20 inches to 10 foot, and a few skulls. There's another black coyote. I shot that. That's the one I shot. He had 3 legs and 2 different color eyes, and he was all messed up. Just a few bobcats, coyote, fox. But I collect a few things. I like the gun cleaning stuff. I'm 59-year-old, and I'm real fortunate. I grew up when stuff was still tin, or some things were glass, but not a lot. But before everything went to plastic, and as I got older, I just saw I guess, mystique, or just the old metal stuff, glass stuff. And I've been collecting those for 25 years, just different things. Then I also was very interested in bait containers, all kinds of different cricket boxes, and I don't know what cranks people's tractors, all different. But anything to do with hunting, fishing, trapping, from like the 70s back, I was always interested in. So, anything I could pick up. The bottom that's pottery and brokes, jars full of broke arrowheads, things like that. Just kind of out of the way, but some more old boxes and stuff. Anyway, I'd read 2 books when I graduated high school, and they probably have 1 or 2 up there that I hadn't read, and I just had to find stuff that interests me. Nothing in school interests me. If it hadn't been for girls and football, I probably never graduated. But This is my whitetail wall. That big one right there, he's 155 and a half. He came from Mays Lick, Kentucky, up around Maysville on the Ohio River. That's a 8-point. He's 137. I shot him just about 4 miles down the road. An old big 5. Guys, a long time ago. I shot him down in Macon County, Alabama. And that was my first rack deer come from Macon County. And alligator my son took when he was 14 working with me. We had it mounted. And old double main beam here. I gotta hurry, I don't talk. That was down the road from the house. I was just gonna skull him, but my wife and them had a fit over and wanted me to mount him. So, but just odd sizes, muzzle loaders, handguns, whatever. I mean, we just, let's see. I've redone this old cabinet just to put some of my favorite things in. Like I said, there's, like old fishing license from 48 from Pennsylvania. Anything I could find at a antique mall or trade day or anything like that, I bought. And that's the fun thing. Most everything in here is probably less than a $20 bill. I got a few things I've, searched out. There's a boat motor, and there's a new house, number 5 over there I paid for, but night crawler boxes. There's a line dryer there. There's old shell boxes. So I'm just trying to get everything for y'all. I'll come back to the arrowheads here in a minute. Let's see, this side, it's self-explanatory. I had old hankering for old boat motors. I like them. I hadn't got anything expensive or nothing, but just one caught my eye. I love that old Buccaneer brown. And just more animals. I think I'm through with the taxidermy. I ain't got nowhere else to hang anything, but there's a Merriam's I took in Nebraska and a few Eastern. That pig there, everybody else went to Florida for a senior trip. I went to hog hunt. I was an 18-year-old javelina from out around Alpine, Marfa, Texas. I always loved mink. When I fur trapped, mink were just my favorite. There's my old otter. He reminds me of me. He got his old belly poked out. A few millstones. There's another gator back. And just sorted traps. Like old Sabo there, and everything on that wall, I believe, is new house. Let's see, there's a number 5 new house right there. Big number 6 is a reproduction. Different kinds of mole traps, gopher traps, fly traps, beetle traps. I think that's an old Remington 33. Fish traps, mouse traps. I don't know. I hope I ain't going too fast, but anyway, just assorted furs, skunks, otter, coons, a few mink, possum. I used to do a lot of talks at schools for the kids and stuff. Different types of traps there for throwing clays. But that's my first mule deer from Wyoming. My son took that 10-point there in Tennessee a couple years ago. It was a good buck. That doe's my son. I got 2 or 3 of their things in here. They've bought houses and moved around, so they'll eventually get them. But my oldest son, that's his bear from New Brunswick. And the caribou's from Newfoundland, and that spikes behind it's a moose from Newfoundland. I took that 23-year-old run off up there. Hurricane Hugo was blowing in, and man, it was temperatures about 65 degrees, 70 degrees. It was a tough hunt, but I scored. I'm not the biggest in the world, but that's one of my best trophies, I think, is that piebald crow there. I hunted that thing hard, and just assorted things. That's a big elk skull, a dead head I found. quail, snipe. Elto, I think that's a 0.9 horsepower motor. A few bass. I think those are my son Gray, my youngest son. And I thought that trot line was just a work of art, and I loved how that looked. That's kind of a tribute to my father, my grandfather, my father's father, fur trapper, and things he gave me. I found that arrowhead in one of his fields one day. I was on my way to Colorado, and I wanted to go see him before I left. And I went by when I was walking to him out in the field. He was out there on the tractor. I picked up that arrowhead, kept it in my pocket for good luck, and we all scored while we were out there. He used to make his own knives for skinning. All right, something happened, so I reached maximum, whatever. But just anything, African big cats, anything. There's my grandfather there. That was a 23-pounder he killed. Tornado come through, blew his house away. The only thing we could find was that foot off that old turkey. That's my wife with her antelope. That's my son, and I think that's the streets of Baghdad. Anyway, we don't catch many yellow perch around here, and my son caught it. I mounted it for him for his birthday, but I know it's not a big one. Some of y'all like, golly, but hey, shell boxes, dove decoys, different kinds of prints, just, fish stringers, things people don't even think about collecting, I guess. I've just, like I said, anything to do with hunting, fishing, trapping, I've picked it up. I got to straighten up that old Winchester target. My crow got crooked. But, primer boxes, just anything, folks, I could find that pertained to the outdoors from times gone by. I picked it up. So, anyway, a few fishing things here. Fish scalers, lead boxes, hook boxes. Those are some lures I got out of my daddy's tackle box. He's been gone about 14 years now. I don't know, folks, just anything. It's ice fishing sled, sifters, lobster trap, minnow buckets, all kinds of cricket and frog and grasshopper, pole holders. That's my first hunting, fishing, trapping license, and a management area license. So I still got those when I was 16. Let's see. It's a dusky shark down in Panama City. Old spoonbill from Grove, Oklahoma. Another gator. I'm a big fan of bluegill and shellcracker. Both of those are 1.5 pounds. That one's 2 pounds, and I've got a shellcracker that was 2 pounds. I let him go. That bobcat weighed, I think 28 pounds. That's a good cat. Some old bear stuff, some old Ben Pearson stuff. So y'all get an idea. But anyway, I redone this. This is just some points from just stuff I picked up walking around over the years. I found both of those preformed scrapers laying side by side. I think it's about 15-year-old. Let's see. This is the cow trail dig. I put all the brokes in one container, but anything I want to keep. My wife got me this thing for Christmas. That thing's fluted, but it's also a big sandy. I believe that's a repurposed point. Anyway, that's like I said, just anything from the cow trail I want to keep goes in here. That's some better stuff from the shelter. Some things I've been finding the last couple of years in the shelter. There's that fossil I found just a few weeks ago. That big preform, I love that. Thing's beveled and everything. There's that spiral rifle guy told me they rifled point. There's half the banner stone I found the other day, dovetail. Anyway, But just some, there's 4 pieces of pottery. That's the biggest piece of pottery of anything I found. You know, sharks, vertebrae, point from the parts unknowns, geofacts. So that's my containers, whatever. That's the cow trail. That's the shelter. I done emptied it. I call it a walkabout. Anything I find while I'm working. Creek finds. That's pottery there from the shelter. It's old Sears and Roebuck water witch, 1937, 38. I got that out of a barn. That old otter up there, I think that thing weighed 29 pounds. Man, it's a hoss. Big old otter. But, and then this little thing here, just stuff you don't see anymore. When I was a kid, you know, had all the BB tubes and mink, skunk skulls, mole skulls. Just things that mean something to me, don't mean anything to anybody else, but just a lot of odd stuff. That's kind of a different shelf, you know, poisons. I don't use poisons, but old hand warmers and a lot of honing oils and things like that. And just stuff you don't see anymore. I got an old elk bugle. It's hard to see, everything's reflecting. A little bitty one there. All right. Hope I hadn't bored y'all. I said I was going to put something together, so I may go out in the garage, and I got some overflow out there, just mostly skulls. Like I said, we like big ones, but I don't get into all that stuff, man. If you want to shoot a spike, you shoot a spike. I'm out there for the experience, the hunt, you know, you get too serious. I mean, if that's what a man wants to do, that's fine. I know people that won't shoot nothing, you know, less than 150 inches or something. I like to get bloody up to my elbows every once in a while. You know, just whatever hits me. I've hunted all year and pass up 20 bucks, and come January 20th, I'm like, dang, I ain't shot nothing. End up killing a spike, you know. So it's just whatever I feel like, and I think that's the way it ought to be. Just enjoy yourself and get out there. So, all right, folks, hope y'all enjoyed it. And like I said, I may put the garage on this too. So if anybody's watching, I appreciate it. Thank y'all. All right, folks, this is out of my the garage. We just got a 1-car garage. That's just, man, we used to shoot everything. If it had horns, we shot it. And you gotta remember, I'm 59, grew up in the 70s, and graduated early 83. And man, if a deer had horns, you shot it. I ain't ashamed of it. I'll shoot a spike today. You know, everybody likes the big ones, but just whatever I feel like, man. I ain't against nobody, whatever they want to shoot. I don't get into all that stuff. I do usually hunt for racks, but if the mood hits me or I'm hunting, you know, with a pistol or recurve and I get an opportunity, you know, I think it's all about the hunt. So anyway, that's just some stuff out here, just overflow. Those are, that's actually that spike on the left's my very first deer, and those are 2 of my granddaddies, and fish of my daddies and granddaddies and great uncles, and just random turkey fans, and a lot of memories. And we do the pictures. I like the 8x10s and just a few. That old cowboy picture hung in my grandmother's house as long as I can remember. I got it, but any poster I find, collectible, whatever. So, all right, that's just a look at, that should wind it up.